Hey guys, I'm so excited to come to you today. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2020, and today we're going to be talking about long division, which is something we've already done in class, but it's one of those things that we always can use a refresher on. But before we get started, I want to ask you one question. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? I hope your answer was yes, and I hope that made you remember our steps of long division. I have it written over here. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? D, does, represents divide. McDonald's represents M, multiply. Sell represents S, subtract. Cheese represents C, check. And burgers, B, represents bring down or bring over, depending on the strategies we use. And you see check marks here because that's what I want you to be doing as you go through and work this problem. Check off each step. We're going to focus on two ways to solve this. These are both ways we used in class, and depending on the strategy that worked best for you, that'll be the strategy you use at home. So I've set this problem up, 2,508, which is number 1 on today's work, divided by 4. I have to ask myself first, how many times will 4 go into 2? Well, it won't because 2 is less than 4, so I put a 0, and I've divided. Now I have to multiply. 0 times 4 equals 0. Now I must subtract. S subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. Now, to check ourselves, that simply means we're checking our subtraction, which that's correct, and then we're asking ourselves, is the answer we got less than our divisor of 4? And it is, so we can move on. Bring over, in this case, for box method, we bring our subtraction answer over to the next box. So I've brought it over. Now I go through all the steps again. How many times will 4 go into 25? Well, I know that 4 times 5 is 20. And I also know that 4 times 6 is 24. So I know it will go in to 25 6 times. I've divided. Next step is to multiply. 6 times 4 is 24. Multiply. Okay. Now I need to subtract. That's my next step. 25 minus 24, 1. That's an easy subtraction. So when I check myself, I know that I'm correct. And I also know that 1 is less than 4, so I'm good to move on. Next, bring over. Need to bring that 1 over. And now I have 10. How many times will 4 go into 10? Well, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so I need to go back to 2 times. 4 will go into 10 2 times. So I'm divided. Now I need to multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. Next step, subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. All right. When I check myself on this time, I know 10 minus 8 is 2. That's fairly simple subtraction. But then I also need to ask myself, is 2 less than 4? It is, so I can move on. Bring over. I have 28 now. So, all my steps are complete, and I actually have to go back through it one last time. 4 will go into 28. How many times? We went through here and we've counted up. Over here we had 4 going to 25 6 times. So 4 times 6 was 24. What's 4 times 7? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 4 times 7 is going to get me my actual answer. So I know 4 will go into 28 7 equal times. And if I multiply, I actually get the answer of 28. Okay, so now I need to subtract one more time. 28 minus 28 is 0. Let's check myself. I know that's right. I know 0 is less than 4. And I also, on my next step, bring over. I don't have anything to bring over, so I know I'm done. I also know there is a remainder of 0. Okay, so my answer is 627 with the remainder of 0. Let's look at it from the traditional method. This is my personal favorite method, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of where you're at. So we have 2,000 sorry, not 2,058, 2,508 divided by 4. We're going to do our steps all over again. How many times will 2 go in? How many times will 4 go into 2? 0. Now on this strategy, I always tell you guys, well, instead of writing your 0 up here, let's just move over. To me, that's a little more simple. So now we can say how many times will 4 go into 25 when we skip that step of putting the 0 and subtracting. So 4 will go into 25. We've already determined this 6 times. That was division. 4 times 6 is 24. Next step is subtract. 25 minus 24 is 1. Okay, it's still lining up with exactly what we used in the box method. We're just going vertically instead of horizontally. So we have 1 as we've subtracted. We check ourselves and know that's right. Next, we have to bring down. So we bring down our 0. We have 10. How many times will 4 go into 10? 4 will go into 10 2 times. We just divided and we would check that one off. 2 times 4 is 8. Just multiplied. Now we need to subtract and we have an answer of 2. Let's check ourselves. We know that's correct and 2 is less than 4. So last step, bring down. We have 28. We need to go through the process again. How many times will 4 go into 28? Well, 4 will actually go into 28 evenly, and it will go into 28 7 times. Now let's multiply. 7 times 4 is 28. We multiplied. Next step, subtract. 28 minus 28 is 0. I don't have anything left to bring down, so I know my answer is 627 with a remainder of 0. I was able to solve these problems all by asking myself, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Yes, they do, and don't forget it.